Alright. Hello everyone, Master, and today we are actually gonna react to game theory. Although I never react to game theory, I only watched it but never on camera. I mean, I know who game theory really is. I know who GT Live is, cause like the same as I. But yeah, we're gonna look at game theory, the tragedy of Deltarune or Undertale 2, which is like the game I play already, Deltarune. Also, I need to go to the washroom so far. I'm coming right back. Okay, I'm back. So, like, I was gonna watch Shrillman, yeah. Right now, we're gonna watch Deltarune, the game theory one. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Let's cut to the chase. Deltarune is the prequel to Undertale, just not in the way you think it is.
Hey. Wait, is that Caster? Wait. No. I see you. I freaking see Gaster's language, man. Come on, man. You don't. You really think I missed that? Come on, man. Everybody can see that.
Internet, welcome to Game
Really?
Theory, where
Really,
if
Bart?
Sans is Ness, then you know Lancer is gonna be Lucas. I mean, the hair is a perfect match, and the letters in both names
That
are
makes so much
identical,
sense.
provided you swap out two, add one, and mix them all up. Theory confirmed. And
Wait.
Identical, provided you swap out two, add one, and mix them all up. Theory confirmed. And now that we've definitely proven that connection beyond a shadow of a doubt, a few quick announcements. First, holiday theory wear is still available. So if you like soft, cozy, oversized things with hoods, howdy, did we create something for you? Hats, coats, sweater dresses, PJ pants, check it
Okay, but I live in the Caribbean. We don't have no snow.
them out. Link is in the description. And if
I live in the freaking Caribbean. Come on, man.
you order in the next couple weeks, you'll get it in time for Christmas.
Hey.
You know the drill.
Hey.
But don't wait too long because a lot of the items are selling out fast. In other, quite frankly, more important news, you may remember that earlier this year, we lost our longest running team member, Ronnie, to suicide. In his
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot one of the members of GT actually died. I forgot.
honor, on Monday, November 26th, we're doing a 6-hour live stream to raise money for the Brain and Behavior Research Fund, which funds scientific research that is actively looking for better treatments and potential cures for mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. It is a fantastic cause, and obviously one that hits close to home for the Theorist family, so if you have the time to join us and potentially donate, we would be so incredibly grateful. We have a ton of special guests coming from all different corners of YouTube to be a part of this thing, so it should be a long day full of a lot of fun, all for a cause that could benefit a lot of theorists out there. So please mark it down in your calendars, November 26th, starting here on the channel at noon Pacific time, running for at least 6 hours, all for an amazing cause.
That's gonna be long.
Updates out of the way, let's figure out what's really going on in this game. In case you missed it, Deltarune came out of nowhere. One day, the Undertale Twitter account just started randomly going off about new futures and connections, and then all of a sudden, here's a link to a sketch-tastic website that totally doesn't look like it's a virus waiting to happen. But after malware checking the file twice, you load it up and lo and behold, it's all our favorite faces from 3 years ago. Alphys, Toriel, Asgore, Undyne, all on the surface. It's gotta be a continuation of Undertale, right? Well, not quite. You see, it quickly becomes apparent there's something more than a sequel here. No one knows each other. Undyne has never heard of Alphys, and
oh yeah, I forgot. Wow. And oh my lord. Actually, for those who never watched my playthrough of Deltarune, just watch the finale. Just watch the final part of the game. I was literally talking to Undyne in the game, and I asked her about Alphys. I did not know they don't know each other. I didn't know that. I thought she's lying.
has both her eyes. Asgore isn't a king, he's
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Wait.
has never heard of Elfies and has both her eyes.
What? Bro, I never noticed that. Bro, her hair. I never even noticed her hair. My god. Literally, 3 years ago, like, she has, like, the ponytail on her back of the head and not no hair. Now in this game, she does have hair, like, on top. I never noticed that.
Asgore isn't a king, he's the owner of a flower shop. Asriel isn't some twisted demigod out for revenge, but rather your brother who's away at college. And there's no talk of surfaces and underworlds, but rather darkners and lighteners. It's like Undertale, but not quite. Everything is just a little mixed up, just like the letters in the name. Deltarune is an anagram of Undertale. In short, it is all the same.
Bruh. No way. Bro. And oh my god, I didn't know that. I didn't actually know that.
Pieces, they're all rearranged. So what's it all mean? Well, with only Chapter 1 released of a game that, according to Toby Fox, may take up to 999 years to complete, we should probably try to figure out what the complete story of Deltarune is going to be all about. Since if we don't solve it now, who knows if any of us will live to the day that it's released. And once we have a grasp on what's really happening in this struggle between lighteners and darkners, how does it connect to Undertale? Does it connect to Undertale at all? So working alongside Reddit user Win on the Game Theorist subreddit, I think the two of us have figured this thing out. Top to bottom, up, down, and sideways. Fun fact, by the way, Win isn't just an advanced theorist that I found on the Game Theorist subreddit, he's also the creator of Trollface. Yeah, the Trollface. So over the last couple weeks, I have been in the presence of the OG meme lord. It's pretty fascinating, actually. The internet is a surprisingly small place. Anyway, I digress. Today we start to solve Deltarune, with an interpretation that I predict will be pretty controversial. But have no fear, I plan to solve it a second, and likely less controversial way in a follow-up theory in just a few days. So 2, maybe even 3 theories for just this one chapter. I mean, we gotta milk this thing. Like I said, it's gonna take 999 years for it to come out, so we should probably just enjoy theorizing about it now, since it might go away.
Freaking 900. Oh my goodness. That had to be fake though. The freaking gonna take 999 years. But that has to be fake, right? Because there's no way Toby can actually live that long. There is no way. There is no way that Toby can actually live that long. 999 years. Oh my goodness.
And we'll never see it again. The first thing we need to address is how this game deals with the element of choice, or more accurately, disregards the element of choice. Immediately upon starting up the game, Deltarune catches players off guard by having them create a character, imbue them with seemingly symbolic personality traits, and then immediately throw it all away, saying no one can choose who they are in this world. This theme of non-choice continues everywhere. In the classroom, you can't choose your project partner, you're just assigned the class bully Susie. You can't choose your dialogue options out in the hallway with Susie with her outright...
Exactly! That's why. That's why I can't choose nothing.
Telling you your choices don't matter. Then, once you two enter the dark world, Susie tells you to lead the way, and then immediately takes over. Your choice is removed. Later on in Chapter 1, you try to direct Susie in the prison hallways, and she just outright ignores you, even in battles. I mean, sure, there's a violent and non-violent way to end every confrontation in the game, but no one actually dies. They just run away. And sure, the dialogue for the ending changes slightly, but the evil king still survives, and you still get back home.
Wait, what is Susie saying? To convince me.
But the evil king still survives.
Just wait a second.
And you still get.
So that's actually versions of when Susie can actually kill people, or actually fight them, or just don't fight them at all. Because I actually play the ones where basically, obviously, until you're not supposed to fight.
Get back home to rip out your heart and show off your cutlery. Chris is Yuri confirmed. Now, this all could...
Oh no, I hate that game.
Rip out your heart and show off your cutlery. Chris is Yuri.
I freaking... Oh no, not her again. No, my lord. For those who didn't know, there's actually a game called Doki Doki Literature Club. And I freaking hate that game. That game's freaking scary. I still have nightmares of that game. I can see you, Yuri, but you murder looking. I hate that game so much.
Confirmed.
I mean, the story is good, but I hate the freaking story, like how it changed up so fast.
Now, this all could be a theme of the game. and probably is to a certain extent, that in life you do actually have to sometimes fight battles. I mean, even if you don't fight the king at the end of the chapter, the
Bro,
conversation
the freaking king. I was supposed to think we could act so soft.
about having to fight him still happens. But I don't really believe that's the only reason all this is in there. I think Toby Fox included this theme so strongly in Chapter 1 to set up the audience expectations for what Deltarune is. A normal game. It's a normal game.
That's a lie. That's a freaking lie. Come on, man.
Remember, Toby Fox is coming off of Undertale, a game that was revolutionary in its gameplay, one that reinvented the way we see RPGs and violence in video games, and one that was built on the principle that every decision would affect the outcome in some way. Any project that Toby did next would have to contend with audience expectation carried over from Undertale. And by telling people out of the gates that, hey, this is a very different gameplay experience than the choice-based systems of Undertale, it helps set audience expectations accordingly. And you don't just have to take my assumptions for it. On Twit Longer, Toby did a Q&A with himself where he addressed some of the major questions he predicted people would have about Deltarune, in the typically vague way that game developers talk about their games these days. Here's a bunch of quotes from that Q&A. Will there be multiple endings? No. No matter what you do, the ending will be the same. Honestly, most games are like that, but for some reason it feels really oppressive to say here. I think that's part of the reason why the act fight system feels so vestigial in this one, but I wanted to do it anyway because it's cool. By the way, I was really worried at first about making this. The expectations for my next work would be really high. So high that I knew that no matter what I did, I felt like people would be underwhelmed. If you played Undertale, I don't think I can make anything that makes you feel that way again. However, it's possible I can make something else. End quotes. So it feels clear, based on his own words, that while you can beat the game with a pacifist or aggressive strategy, we can't really say genocide since again, no one is truly dying, it's more because...
Well, exactly. I want to know. Because when Susie actually, kill off one enemy or beat up the enemy, they just run away just like that. I actually noticed that already in the game. Oh my goodness, man. Actually, how long was it? Wait, how long did I actually beat Deltarune? That'd be weeks though, because in the final part of my gameplay of Deltarune, it was actually 2 hours. So yeah.
It's a cool gameplay style rather than something that's integral to the story he's looking to tell. So with that out of the way, let's get into the meat of this thing. In that same interview, Toby Fox asked and answered this question. Is this a sequel? What's going on? I'm worried if people worry too much about what it is, they might not be able to properly enjoy it. I will say that basically what you're seeing here is not the world of Undertale.
What?
To rephrase that Deltarune's world is a different one, with different characters that have lived.
So it's like a freaking Spider-Verse? Are you kidding me? It was like freaking Spider-Verse? Oh my lord. So we've been playing in a game that actually took place in another dimension. Or it actually took place in another dimension or something. Because why like rip off at the end of the game? You might see like Chris or actually the character's name is Chris instead of Frisk, because Frisk doesn't wear green and yellow sweater. He or she whatever. But Frisk actually wears purple and blue sweater. Which is like really confusing. Because in the original game Azrael stayed back in the underground, but in the Deltarune game Azrael is still alive. He's not Flowey. But he's actually in college or university. Don't judge me. But yeah, like bruh, I don't.
Different lives. A whole new story will happen. With this information out in the world, it got people immediately thinking about alternate universes and some connection to the Gaster.
Oh my god, I was thinking about the same exact thing. Thank you.
Experimentation, but I'm not sure that's quite the.
Wait a minute, where was that? Wait, hold on, no, that has to be the underground version. That'd be underground lab of Alpha's lab. That's downstairs of Alpha's lab.
Right angle to go here. You see, Deltarune immediately lays its cards on the table. Pun not intended. Okay, so maybe slightly intended, by revealing at the end of Chapter 1 that the main plot that we just played through was all an imaginary game. It's Alice in Wonderland, it's Dorothy in Oz, or in this case, it's Susie and Chris in an abandoned classroom filled with toys. The Darkner world, with the Mad King and his son Lancer, isn't a real place. It's an imaginary game land populated by a deck of cards, an old stuffed cat.
Oh yeah, the cat. I never seen that cat before in the game. I seen this one, not the one in the at the end of the game.
Puzzle pieces, checkers getting kinged. The game hits us over the head with this revelation like a squeaky toy mallet. Oh wait, that's also a character in the Darkner world. But for further proof of the it's all imaginary angle, just look at Chris's weapon descriptions. Chris's wood sword is described as a wooden blade with a carbon-reinforced core. But if you check your inventory after returning to your hometown, suddenly you're holding a pencil, wood with carbon in the middle.
Wait a minute, I never checked my inventory when I beat the game. I never, bro. What was first gonna do with it? Oh my god, it's gonna sound stupid. What was Fish gonna do with the pencil? Come on, man. I know you ain't gonna draw, gonna write some poem. Like, you hate that game so much. But I know you're not gonna write nothing. You're gonna stop someone just now. Oh my goodness.
True with Chris's spooky sword. If that's what you have equipped when you end your journey and hop into the Dark Fountain, Chris is then left with a Halloween pencil in the rear.
A Halloween pencil?
For even more proof, Chris's ball of accumulated junk, that is also in his inventory, is largely alluded to be all of the items you collected across your journey. It changes based on what's in your inventory. Attempting to throw it away will make Chris's hands shake, as though he doesn't want to give it up. Chris's internal life is clearly rich and vibrant, and he holds strong emotional attachments to it, which is why it's all the more impressive that he makes the decision to let
Wait a minute, did I?
Emotional attachment.
I never. Wait a minute, did I see? No, I didn't see the
to it, which is why it's all the more impressive that he makes the decision.
Wait a minute, did I see the gameplay before? Cause I beat the entire game. Ralphie literally removed his hat and literally revealed his face, and it looks exactly like Toriel, but looking like a younger version. Or Azriel.
Susie become a part of it. Susie is clearly the class bully, but she's a much deeper character than what that might imply. Throughout Chapter 1, Susie is repeatedly defined by being hungry. Shortly after being introduced, we catch her eating chalk, at which point she lashes out in anger. In the dark world, she goes on to steal a cake, munch on Lancer's salsa, demand Ralsei bake cakes for her, and raise funds to buy chocolates from the bake sale, which puts her initial reaction to the chalk moment into a new perspective. She's angry because someone just saw how poor she is. That's why she keeps her hair long. That's why her jeans are ripped. And that's why she's so mad all the time. She is actively pushing people away from her because she's ashamed of who she is. Notice that of all the houses you can visit during the Chapter 1 epilogue, hers isn't one of them. I predict it's...
I know you're... Oh, actually, speaking of chicken houses, I literally never talked to anyone in the game, so...
because the reveal of her broken home life will be saved for a future chapter. So we have ourselves the quiet, introverted Chris and the misunderstood bully Susie. Once they enter the abandoned classroom looking for chalk, Chris invites Susie into her imaginary world, acting as a dungeon master of sorts, using the items found around the room and in their pockets as items and characters and weapons. And this isn't a spur-of-the-moment adventure either. This classroom and the dark world created within it is a place where Chris has played often. It's a detail that's easy to overlook if you don't explore the rest of the school building, but we learn that Chris's mother, Toriel, is a teacher at the school, making it very possible that Chris would often play here. This was once her safe space.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Chris actually goes to that school. I completely forgot. And I didn't play a freaking game. What the is that a freaking female? Come on. Oh my lord. I mean, first is a female,
meaning
right?
that Jevil...
Actually, first is a female, right? Actually, it doesn't matter because first has no gender at all. It could be first can either be a boy or a girl. And basically, I watch some of the comics, the comic dubs, and literally mostly first is a girl in every single comic dub, but one of them is a boy. So yeah. Oh my god. They're fan comics actually.
Away, kept separate from all the toys in the Darkner world. But lastly, look at the Lightner prophecy. Ralsei tells us at the beginning of the game that the Lightners must destroy something called the Angel's Heaven. What? Destroying heaven made by angels? Usually those are seen as good things. It seems like it would
Yeah,
be the opposite of what you'd want to do, until you stop and think, where else have we seen an angel in the series
exactly.
before? Asriel's final form in Undertale. In fact, the
What?
idea of Angel's Heaven might just be the thing that unlocks the connections between Undertale and Deltarune. Are they indeed two separate universes created by Gaster, as many believe,
It
or are
has
the
to be.
connections something more? Something
Well, it has to be, right? Because Gasta is literally secretive. I never see one Gasta pick. I never see one face of Gasta in the game or Undertale. Huh.
deeper. More on that, the Undertale Deltarune connection, next time, since that is a whole other theory unto itself. So make sure you subscribe to see it. In fact,
Man, that's like, huh. Wow, that's a lot. But yeah, that's the end of game theory. The tragedy of Deltarune. There's actually so much secrets though, man. Wow, that's like a lot. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.